The last position we have is the technical director. The technical director runs the Tricaster. This is the switcher. Not every studio will have a Tricaster, but every studio will have a switcher, and it'll look something very similar to this. The technical director is an extension of the director's hands. They take different camera shots when the director tells them to. When the director says stand by for camera 1, and then take camera 1, they can do their switch. The Tricaster we actually leave on. It saves us a lot of time because sometimes turning it on and off, it causes a glitch. So all you actually have to do is turn the monitors on. There's a power button here and a power button here, and the monitors will turn on. After that, you grab your headset, you're good to go. So first you'll see two big monitors, a keyboard, a mouse, and the switcher. You have a preview monitor, and a live put out monitor. I'll switch these so you can see the difference. When 2 is in preview, you can see 2 preview here, 2 preview here. Now you see camera 2 here. And then 1 is live. This is camera 1 live, camera 1 live. Your left monitor here is also a live out monitor. It matches this. The TVs that are all around in the studio also are live output monitors. This way the crew can all see what's going on and everybody's on the same page. Now going down, another important thing to teach you as an introduction to technical directing is this area here. Now this box here in the Tricaster screen is actually the exact same as the switcher. You can actually run the Tricaster without the switcher component here, but it's a lot nicer to have that. Okay, so we're on camera 3 here on preview 1. My director tells me to stand by on 1. I make sure 1's on preview. And then I wait and he'll say take 1. And that's when I hit take. And you can see the camera is now switched positions. Okay, 1 is now live, 3 is now preview. Then my director might say stand by on 2. I'll take my mouse, click on 2, then wait for take 2. And now 1 and 2 switched. And that's basically how the show works. And you'll hit take back and forth between the two anchors. Notice that every time I hit take, the two cameras switch position, which is really convenient because generally you'll start on 3, the wide. So I'll show you. We start on 3, the wide. Well, the director will tell me to stand by on 1, then he'll tell me to take 1, then stand by on 2, and then take 2, and we'll keep switching back and forth. Then eventually when the show's almost over, they'll say stand by on 3 and take 3 for the outro. So that's basically how a show is done using that. Now you can see how I could use the mouse, or if I have the switcher, which we're lucky enough to have, I can use this. So the director start off on 3, stand by on 1, take 1. Stand by on 2, take 2. Stand by on 2, take 2. Stand by on 1, take 1, and so on. Next thing I need to show you is this big box here. It's currently on input setup. What input setup allows you to do is to do the keying or matting, some garbage mats, set up the live sets, etc. So when I click off the live set, you'll see that now we have the green screen and the live monitor. So as all of you are familiar, but from watching Toro TV every day last year, you don't see the green, you see a set. And this is how you turn the set on. Live set, live mat. When we take the Tricaster out to a live event, we have to turn off the live set and the live mat feature. Otherwise, it would make our basketball games really interesting. Everything would be keying out that screen. You'd have this word set that would go in and out. It would just look really weird. So for whatever reason, if you come in and the set's not currently up, that's how you turn it on. Now you have to be careful. Input 2, I have to go input 1 and do the same thing. It doesn't correspond with whatever is live or in preview. That has nothing to do with what you're changing here. What I see a lot of times, students are like, oh, this shot's a little green. And we're currently in 1, but this will be set up on input 2, and they'll make all these adjustments and nothing happens, and then we'll switch to input 2 and it just looks weird. That's why you have to be very careful that you're input 2 if you're working with 2 and so on. The audio. Right here we have audio set up. You will only use audio input 1 and 2. That's where your microphones come in. Your sound guy will do the sound check as you've learned before, and this is where you help adjust. We want to hit 0 right here. So up would bring it louder, down would obviously make it lower, just like the soundboard. So when we're ready to record, we're going to start off in 3 and go to 1. I'm going to put the logo in the TV. The way I put the logo in the TV is on the effects tab here. I go to DDR1 and that'll hop the TV in there. When the director tells you to stand by, you hit record live output right here, and you'll see the number moves and the button will light up red. You then would tell you to stand, the director will then tell you to stand by on 1, and you hit the take button and go to 1. Then they'll say stand by 2, take 2, and then you'll switch between 1 and 2 a lot, and then they'll say stand by 3, take 3. The anchors will do their closure, and then you'll hit record live output. They'll make it a stop. Then we need to go to edit it. Your last job as the technical director is to export out this footage. So we go edit media on the top here. You'll see that there's clips here. Your clip will always be the highest number clip that we did last, which will be on the top. So 283. We drag it down to the 0 here. Notice that you could go into the negative here, which you don't want to do. You want to have it start at the 0. I'll hit spacebar. It'll start our show. And it should switch here in a second and switch back and forth. But basically all you have to do is look for your anchors and that'll be good. So there we go. We know we're good. Now we're going to go to the bottom right corner to render. You're going to put the date. Okay, today happens to be 7/6/16. You want to render as an Apple Mac and hit render. The reason we want to hit Apple Mac is obviously we want Final Cut to be able to read it. It'll go through. Mine goes very quickly because my project's only 23 seconds. Usually takes a minute or 2. When we're all done with that, now we have to hit the X in the top right. It was right here. I'll hit it again to make sure you see that. Right here, a little X. And we're going to go to admin. And we'll hit save. What this does now is it takes us to admin mode, which is, as you can see, the administration mode, which is where you can actually use the computer like normal. We have 2 shortcuts here, broadcast folder and shortcut to clips. Shortcut to clips, this is where all your footage is. As you can see, there's a clip here. You even got an Apple QuickTime, 7/6/16. So that's our project that we just created. Then on the server, there's a folder called broadcast folder. We click on that. It takes a few seconds to open up here. But we click on that, and you can see all the items on here. Now this is raw footage, so we put it under broadcast raw. And there's all the ones from last year. And then I click and drag over. I'll copy over and I'm done. Then all I have to do is hit launch Tricaster and turn off the monitors. Power button here, power button here. I am done as a technical director.